Hey guys, Richard here. So in this review I want to talk to you about Sigma. This is by Billy Darr and it's due to be released on the 6th of May at 11 AM Eastern. Now this is just another one of these AI applications that are being released now. Everybody seems to be releasing these at the moment. But we are going to jump inside and I'm going to show you exactly what this one is producing. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the pros and cons of buying this type of software. And guys, if you stick around, I'm going to show you some completely free tools you can use to do exactly the same as this is offering you. And again, you don't have to spend a penny. So guys, if you're interested in these types of reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell and I'll let you know whenever I produce new videos. And guys, if you're really serious and you really want to learn how to build a real affiliate marketing business online, go ahead and check out the link in the description below over to the School of Nomads. I've got some completely free training for you there that will get you started straight away. So guys, here we go with what the benefits are on the sales page. They're talking about no hosting, no domains, no tech, no ads, no risk. One issue I do see with this is when you have something that promises you no hosting and no domains, what you're literally doing is you're putting your business in somebody else's hands, because if this software suddenly disappears, your business is gone. If you don't own anything, you can't get back your information that you spent hours and hours putting on there. It'll be gone. So that's up to you to take that risk if you want to. Basically, if you come over to the site itself, what it is, it's just an application that's now connected to both ChatGPT and DALL-E. Now DALL-E is a image creation AI tool which you can go ahead and create images just by putting some keywords in here and it'll create these nice images for you. You have to be a little bit careful what type of keywords you put in there, because obviously it will give you some weird and wonderful images if you're not careful, but it does work and it does give you some nice images. And the other thing it's connected to is ChatGPT, because that's where it's giving you the input from. Now, one thing about ChatGPT, I'm actually on the pro version because I use this for a lot of things in my business these days. But one thing about this is this doesn't generate any traffic for you. It basically generates text. Now, the one thing about ChatGPT text as well is it won't rank in Google because it knows it's AI generated. It's not unique in any way, i.e. 1,000 people can come in here, do exactly the same search and get the same information. It's not going to rank it anywhere because it doesn't see it as really valuable at the moment. It's more of great tool for gathering the information in the first place and then adapting it and improving on it. So it's a good starting point, but it's not the end point for your content creation. But this is what it's doing in this application. If you jump back to Six Sigma, what it's actually going to build you is this website here. So I'll just click on the website. It's going to put together a website like this. So you can have a newsletter here. People can come along and subscribe. Not the greatest of ways that you collect emails, because I see there's no GDPR tools on here. So you start getting into issues with collecting people's emails if they don't check boxes and they don't actually, or they don't authorize you using those emails. So I don't like using these types of random tools. I prefer to use proper tools like GetResponse, which I'll come back to you when I give you a bit of a tip later on. But then you're actually going to develop some of these. So what it's basically doing is building these posts for you. So it'll give you a picture and an image for the top of your post, and then it's going to give you the text to go underneath the post. You see on this demo version, not all the images are pulling through, which is a bit unfortunate. And it does look a little bit of a mess. It's not the best quality website, but it does build your website in fairness. So if I just come along here, I'm just going to say this one here, and I'm going to look at the actual article itself. And I've got some banners here you can put on, and then basically the article is this nonsense here. So again, if it just produced this, you need to adapt all of this. You need to go ahead and make it look nice, make it look pretty. These are obviously other people that come on here and just throwing anything on here. But it does actually build you these articles. Now the way it does that, if I just go back and look at the AI suite here. So this AI suite gives you a number of things. It gives you a site title, it gives you an intro, you can have an outline, you can have a section, it gives you a paragraph, gives you a site post, some tags, an outro, and some images. So if I just say something like tags, what I can do is just put a description in here, like, I don't know, puppy training, and it should suggest some tags. Now in the back end, it's obviously gone off to ChatGPT and it's going to say, give me some tags relating to puppy training, which you see here. Here's an easy way to get tags. If I go on to the actual article builder itself, because this is more of the rich content, I can say, give me 500 words related to puppy training, and it should go off and get me those 500 words. Let me just correct that last word. and then it'll go off and get that. I did notice it takes a little bit of time though, because if I do the same search on ChatGPT itself, you can see this is real time. Still taking a little bit of time to go off and find it and get that query settled. I'll come in here and just do it on this one. This will be pretty much instantaneous. There you go. So give me all of these words very quickly. And you can use ChatGPT for free. You don't have to come along to this tool and use that. And you can see on here, this is giving me the information. And interesting on the top, it's giving me this weird warning on it. As an AI language model, I understand the importance of providing accurate information. And on this one, it just goes straight into puppy training. So if anything, I would immediately say that the output from ChatGPT is better than this. So that's not the greatest, but what you'd have to do anyway, once you've got this, is you need to copy and paste this into your site, because I can't see any way here you can then use this and then copy it onto a site that you've made. So it's not the best. To me, it's a little bit clunky. I would rather just use ChatGPT and put it onto a site that I created anyway. The other thing on here is the images. So if I just come over to the images, I can do something like puppy training images, no text. And I do that because what I want to try and get it to do is generate images with no text on them, because what you can find a lot of times in things like Darr is if you put a search term in, it'll start giving you the words in the search term. And I'll do the same on here actually, puppy training images, no text. And this is free as well, okay? So go ahead and generate that. Come back here, it's given me some images here. Now one thing you do need to watch out for, again, things like this, is they can sometimes be a little bit strange looking. So if I just download this and show you this particular image, you see this hand here isn't quite right. It's got too many fingers. The dog's a bit weirdly smoothed out with the ear, which is not quite right here. And you do get this a lot on these types of AI generated images. Again, the arm up there looks weird and plasticky. So it's not quite right. And you'll get this on Darr as well. Now, it's giving me a different set of images here, but you still get kind of the same type of issues on these ones. If I look at this one here, this doesn't look quite right the way this hand is within the actual image itself. So it's not foolproof. It's a good starting point. To me, if I was just to go and get some free images off the internet related to puppy training in images, they will probably be better quality and I can use them in a much more effective way. But just to let you know that it does actually work, it's just going to generate you some kind of image here. But so far I've showed you two tools, ChatGPT and Darr, both of which you can use for free, which you can do this anyway in, which isn't really giving me an advantage of spending any money on this. Now, a couple of things other things I notice on here is there is some themes here. So there is a couple of themes here you can go ahead and pick for your website. And also there is a part here where you can actually collect people's email addresses and then mail them. Now this isn't very sophisticated at all, this piece here. I can't see any way of actually collecting email addresses and put them into lists and automate your emailing or any of that stuff. It's just very, very simple. And again, I haven't got the checks and balances that I like to see when I'm collecting people's email addresses, because you need to make sure you're complying with GDPR laws in Europe, Kanban laws in America. There's lots of laws you need to comply with when you start collecting email addresses. Now, one way you can do this, again for free, is you just come over to Get Response. And Get Response has got completely free autoresponder and a website builder up to 500 subscribers. So you can build a website, you've got an autoresponder there, you can collect people's email addresses, and as long as you're less than 500 subscribers, it's not going to charge you anything. When you get to 500 subscribers, as long as you learn how to monetize your website, which actually we teach you in the training that I recommended earlier, but if you know how to actually build a real business, you could actually go ahead and pay for the pro version, which is like $37 a month, which gives you all sorts of different tools. So I would use something like GetResponse, Aweber, any of those autoresponders that also incorporate these types of websites these days, and then just use something like ChatGPT and Darr if you want to have this kind of AI content. It really is no need to go ahead and buy these types of software. The other thing on here, which they did specify quite loudly on the page, is that ChatGPT 4 somehow blasts your AI cache pages to 4.2 billion people. Clearly nonsense, right? Clearly £45 an hour is also nonsense, because it all depends how you're monetizing that particular website. Are you using affiliate marketing on it? Are you using AdSense on it? Are you using some other ads that you're putting on here? There is the ability to put ads on this website, but it's not going to blast it to this amount of people. It's silly. What they're talking about with traffic has got nothing to do with AI. Basically, we're back to these traffic sources here, which is a multitude of various websites, which they're saying you could just go ahead and send your link to for this website, because as I said earlier, it's not going to rank organically. You're going to have to send the link to people to actually click on to get over to your website, which obviously makes it that much harder for you to get that free traffic. So unless you've got a large following on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, wherever it is, unless you know how to market on that platform and then get people from that platform over to your website, none of this is traffic. It's complete and utter nonsense. Half of these aren't traffic anyway. Things like Evernote have got nothing to do with traffic. Flipboard, nothing to do with any kind of traffic. Medium is a blogging platform. You'd need to write articles on Medium and then add your links to those articles. Classmates is for schools. Flickster is a cinema application. It's just nonsense. A lot of this comes from a website called AdMe. You can go ahead and join that website and you can get all these links for your website anyway. You don't need anything like this. But basically, the rule of thumb here is, if you haven't got a big following on any of these social media platforms, nobody's going to see your links. That's not the way it works. You don't just put a link on Reddit and have thousands of people suddenly come across to that link. It gets completely buried in the billions of other pieces of content that are produced every single year on there, and you don't get any traffic. You need to be able to learn how to create content that works on these sites that then pulls people over to whatever it is you're actually trying to promote. There's a whole lot more to this than just creating some random site like this, whether you're creating the content with AI or actually doing it yourself, which is much more valuable, because at the end of the day, this isn't going to rank. You're going to have to get the link and you have to share it with lots of other people to try and get enough people over here to buy whatever it is you're trying to make money with. So I hope that was useful to you guys. I won't go through the sales page, usual thing on here, all results that don't make any kind of sense. There's no proof they've made any kind of money on here. And when I see things like this alone, that's claiming with this site they've made over $31,000 in 30 days, I just come along and see when it was actually registered, and the sales page wasn't registered until the 22nd of the 4th, which is less than 2 weeks ago. I always turn my nose up. It's silly. And just another random irritation, guys. I noticed that there is this Provely thing on the left hand side. If you ever see this on websites, completely ignore it. This is saying that people have purchased this application. If I just try and buy this at the moment, so I'm just going to refresh this and then buy this, you'll see that this isn't even open. So it's not actually available at the moment. So again, a little bit of nonsense there. They're just trying to trick you into thinking this is being bought by lots of other people, and it's not yet at all. I hope that was useful to you. My name is Richard Darby. This is School Nomads. If you're interested in these types of honest reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell, and I'll let you know whenever I produce new videos. And guys, if you're truly interested in building a real affiliate marketing business online, go ahead and check out the link in the description below. Over to the School Nomads. I got some completely free training for you there, and we'll get you started straight away. Until next time, guys, take care.